Right, this here is my Lenovo ThinkPad T420. I bought it for £20 from my friend, and we're just kind of gonna go onto the laptop, boot it up, and just kind of check it out. I'll talk you guys through the specs of this laptop. So it has this weird like switch thing to unlock the like screen hinge. You see the clips right here. It has got one crack on this kind of this bezel thing here, but no. So here we go. Power button is right in the middle. It has got charge. It did come with a charge as well. On eBay you get these similar condition just without this crack up here. Sell for about £50, 40, £50. But I got this one for a very good deal. It's on a fresh install of 2015 Windows 10, and it's got 4GB of RAM and a 2nd gen i5 processor, but the RAM is expandable up to 16GB, which you will see in a future video. I do actually have a couple of sticks of RAM here. These are just two 2GB sticks for a 10p upgrade, which is coming in the next video of this little laptop series. I have also got I've also got 2 sticks of 8GB on the way for a later video. So whilst Windows is booting, here is the specs. So here we have the laptop booted. I do have a couple of programs installed. I have Geometry Dash, I have Retrowave, which is kind of like a game that I'm just going to use to benchmark it. I have Torque Drift, runs very slow. I do have Minecraft, but it doesn't work properly yet. I will get into that in another video, probably when I've done one of the upgrades. That will come in the next video. I have plans for a video just themed on Minecraft with this laptop. But no, let's go over to Task Manager, and you can see everything kind of, like, it will show you all the stuff. I can't record on the laptop because I don't have OBS. I don't plan on doing it just because it's slow enough as it is without having another piece of software open constantly. So we'll just go to the Performance tab here, and you can kind of see all of the specs here. And I already listed it, but this just kind of shows you in more detail in a recognizable format. So it's just going to be flickering because of the camera. This is a 60Hz display as well, but it's running at 53 or something, just to save on the processing. So you can see here with the CPU, you've got all of the, I think it's 4 core, maybe, and there's 2 cores and 4 logical rows. There we go. And then at the moment we've only got 4GB of RAM in it, 1333 MHz DDR3, but it will be up to 6 in the next video, and at some point down the line we'll be on 16GB, hopefully. It has a 500GB, here it's 466, but you know how that works. Hard drive, and obviously you've got the Wi-Fi. No GPU, but there is a version of this laptop that comes with a built-in GPU. I can't remember what it's called. It will be picture and name on screen here. But yeah, so there was an option for it. This one doesn't have it. If you do get the one with the built-in graphics card, it can cost you upwards of £80. That's the T420S with the graphics card and the 8GB RAM, but you can upgrade any of those to 16. As you can see here, it's the old Windows because you can tell because of the icons. So we're just going to boot up, say, well, first we need to open Afterburner, just have it open, and same with the statistics server, which puts the overlay on the screen for the statistics. Right, so we are in Geometry Dash over here, and I just went into settings, turned off VSync, and also unlocked FPS, which is a setting that Geometry Dash has. So in menus we are at around 160, 170 FPS, using most of my RAM with up around 3200 megabytes, and quite a lot of utilization on the CPU and built-in GPU, or iGPU. So we're just going to go play the first level over here. It's a fresh install, I played like once. Let's just... So on unlocked, it does get a bit like, it starts artifacting a little bit, but as you can see over here, we have about 200 FPS. I'm just going to mute the game. Okay, so you can see the FPS up there. So it's running about solid 190-200 on Geometry Dash, which is a 2D game, so it's as expected. I don't know why I'm so rubbish when I'm filming, but I can easily complete this level in my own time. So yes, on Geometry Dash it's running fairly well. It does drop to about 170 further down the level, but at the moment it's pretty good. So I think for the next game we'll head over to this Retrowave game, which if you would like I shall benchmark on my home PC with the 650 Ti when I get home to show you guys the specs and how it's running on that over there. Right, let's get over to Retrowave. Right, so we have Retrowave up. This is just the quality, it's low. We haven't got VSync on, obviously. I turned that off so that we could get like to basically the limits of this device. So it might take a second to boot. I know it's slow in menus because for some reason it's just more taxing than when you're actually playing. But I'm just going to pause the recording and get back to you when we're in the game. Alright, so it's now loaded into the menus. It took a long time, usually it doesn't. I think it's just because it's doing a load of background processes right now, and obviously it's not the fastest of laptops, but I'll just select this car here, and just do the regular one way. Sunset map is just my usual map, and let's just go. Might take a second to load in, but shouldn't be too bad. There we go. Frames, I reckon it's going to get about 50, 60, maybe. Okay, so at the moment we're running 33, solid 33. Can't remember what I was running before when I did it, probably about the same. But for me, anything around 30 is playable. So it's not too bad. As you can see, it's not exactly the most taxing game for modern gaming PCs and whatnot, but out of the games that I've benchmarked today, i.e. Geometry Dash and any more, it's probably the most taxing game on this system. It's got particles, especially when you like scrape into stuff. It makes like sparks. Yeah. The point of this game is basically you don't hit the cars, and it gets points, and points equals money. It's kind of just the basis of it. Sometimes you get like a little dip in frames to about 20, but aside from that, it's mostly about 30 FPS. So not bad. I want to see how much it drops when I hit the wall. So sometimes there's sparkings. Yeah, it drops a little bit. But overall, not too bad from this 13-year-old laptop. I'm just going to hit this car here. And then there's a little dip, but that's basically the premise of this game. Also, one good thing about this, if you press this button, you've got a disk drive, which most modern PCs don't have. And modern laptops are like, they don't have them either. But I will be buying some disc PC games from like quite a way back, around this laptop's age basically, and see how well they run, because I'm pretty sure Need for Speed Underground and stuff like that will run pretty well on this through the disk drive. So let's head over into the final game, Torque Drift. Okay, so whilst that is loading, I just want to talk about battery life on this thing. So for its age, it's not too bad. I can't open the battery thing because it's, as you can see there, it's loading, but it lasts about 1 to 2 hours, maybe one and a half hours, whilst not plugged in, which isn't bad especially for the price I paid. Usually you get laptops this age where the battery is completely dead and needs to be plugged in, but most of the time it's just running on the charger, which was included, which sells on eBay for about £10 itself. So I think all in all I got a very, very good deal. I don't know why the frame rate's not up in the corner. but I do know what this runs. It will run about 10 FPS. When you're actually in the game, I will get that. I will get the statistics up in a second. Alright, so on loading in, as you can tell, well, it was up at 30, but it doesn't like it. It's not very happy with running on this system. As obviously this is a 13-year-old laptop, and this is quite a taxing game for something of this era, this generation, this hardware. But once it loads in, we'll just go into the first map or whatever in a random car, and I'll just show you how well it runs. As you can see, out of my 4 gig of RAM, it's using quite a lot. But to be fair, it's not taking up much of the CPU, which is pretty decent. I don't have disk usage up here, but it's going to be at 100 like most of the time. I might do a video where I change the hard drive to something like either a hard drive that's faster or just an SSD if I can get it to work in there. But the good thing about this laptop is it's very easy to do. Basically, it's on this panel here. I don't know if you can see it very well. Underneath there's one screw. You undo the one screw and you can clip off the panel, which you can access the hard drive and take it out. It's very easy to repair this laptop, unlike some where you have to like take off the whole motherboard, everything, just to get to the battery. So this one, flip it over, undo this like lock mechanism, and it just slots right out. There's the key, is the Windows key for Windows 7 Pro is under there. This isn't actually an activated copy of Windows at the moment. Usually it would say something down there. Half the time it doesn't, because for whatever reason, probably for the performance, it's just not there. But it is when you're on the home screen not really doing anything, but most of the time it's just not there. At the moment it's running 0 FPS. I can see why. It's just trying to load everything in. Even the statistics at the top corner were frozen. Alright, so here we go, we're in the menu. It's not going to like this, but yes, we're just waiting for it to load. There we go, we'll just go on this map. Just wait for it to load, probably going to take a long time. But once it does load, we can get into just a little bit of drifting on what I'm going to say is about between 9, I have done it before, but it's going to be like 9 and 15, between that sort of range. We'll just go with this car, just because it's this basic one, the most basic starter car. Frozen on at 4 FPS. Just get it to, there we go. There you go. So yeah, 10 FPS right now. So I wouldn't say this game is playable at all. You can't, it's not rendered in most of the things. Most of it's like black shadowing or whatever. As you can see, that's supposed to be grass. It just looks like a big hole. But yeah, it's basically, on this system, this game is completely unplayable. I will benchmark it on Terraria and Minecraft at some point, when I can get Minecraft to work. I'm sure Terraria will have a very good time running on here. Shouldn't be too bad, probably you should get about maybe 50 FPS, because I know there's quite a lot of particles when you're doing stuff, but it's a 2D game, so it shouldn't be too bad. But that will wrap it up for this video on the laptop, and keep checking up for part 2, and there will be maybe 4 or 5 videos coming out soon for this laptop series, and I'll see you guys in the next video.